dear students, and welcome back to Science 1. In Science, the topic work and energy, we have already finished with the law of conservation of energy. And now, we have to prove the law of conservation of energy. So, we will take the second example, that is of the free fall. Now, what is meant by free fall? Now, suppose if you take an object to some height, okay, and release that object down on the ground. So it will be falling freely on the ground just because of the gravitational force. So free fall is the one wherein when an object falls solely under the influence of gravitational force. But do you think so that there will be free fall practically? Consider that there is 1 kilogram of cotton and 1 kilogram of iron. Fine. And if you release them together, will both of them fall at the same time? The answer should be yes, they should fall, because both the mass, gravitational pull or gravitational acceleration does not depend upon the mass of the object. Whatever may be the mass of the object, if they are taken to the same height, both are having the same mass, both should fall together solely under the influence of gravity. But we have that concept in the mind that, though it is 1 kilo of cotton, it will fall later as compared to that of the iron. And that's true. Why? Because iron, if you see the cotton takes more volume, and when it falls down, it will be under the influence of even the air friction. So the 1 kilogram of the iron will be falling freely. Fine, there won't be air resistance to it. It will be there, but the air resistance will be less as compared to that of the cotton, which is 1 kilo. But free fall is possible only when there is no air. Okay, that means cotton as well as iron of 1 kilo together from the same height will be falling freely at the same time, only in the vacuum. So it should be solely under the influence of gravitational acceleration or gravitational force, then both the objects will be falling at the same time of the same mass. Fine. So it does not depend upon the mass of the object, but it depends upon which height you are taking. From that height, any object should be falling at the same time. Fine, but this is possible only in vacuum when there is no air resistance at all. Fine. Now the point is over here, I have to speak about now law of conservation of energy. That is, when an object is falling freely down only under the influence of gravitational force, what is its total energy? Whether the energy is conserved or not, that we have to see. So now let us begin with this topic. Let us consider that we have taken an object A to some height h from the ground C. Fine. And now it will be falling from this point to this point. We have to calculate, during its fall, we have to calculate the amount of energy at different positions. So let's suppose we will take now 3 positions. Let's suppose the position be A, B and C. So C is at the ground, A is at a height what we have taken the object to, fine, and let B be any point in between A and C. Fine. So now let us try to calculate the total amount of energy when the object is falling freely from a height. Now you have already learned that whenever any object is taken to a height, it possesses some amount of potential energy. You have learned about the definition of potential energy. It is because of the state or maybe the position of the object, the energy possessed by that object. Fine. So whenever any object is taken to some height, it will be possessing potential energy. Fine. So now let us calculate at each of these points. Let us try with the first one, that is at point A we will calculate first. Okay, now at point A, what is the kinetic energy? So if you see at point A, you have taken the object at that height, that means its initial velocity, you have not released it. Initial velocity U will be equal to 0. Okay, and here the height is h, or the displacement what will be is s is equal to h over here. Fine. Now therefore, now let us calculate the potential energy over here. Potential energy of that object according to the formula is mgh. Fine. So potential energy is equal to mgh. Okay. And since it is at height and it possesses the full amount of potential energy. Fine. Now let us calculate the kinetic energy. Now since it is not released, that means it should possess zero kinetic energy, correct? But let us try to find out whether it is really zero or not. According to the formula, kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Now here, since a final velocity is not achieved, it is only the initial velocity, so the formula becomes mu square. Fine. So now we have seen that at point A, u initial velocity is equal to 0, so the formula becomes half into m into 0, which is equal to 0 finally. Now let us calculate the total energy at this point. So total energy is nothing but kinetic energy as well as the potential energy of that object. So here kinetic energy at this point, since it has not started, it will be 0, and we have also calculated it is 0 plus potential energy is nothing but we have got it as mgh. So this is regarding the kinetic energy and the potential energy at point A, that is the total energy. Now let us calculate at point B. Let us calculate at point B. Now if you see point B at this place, you will find that it is once it has started falling now, it has reached to point B and it has covered the distance around x. Fine. So it has covered the distance x and it has some velocity now. It has some final velocity. But initial velocity u is equal to 0. It has got now final velocity, and final velocity will be nothing but v. But to calculate v, we need to use the third equation of motion. Okay, you have already learned that in the first chapter, third equation of motion. So third equation of motion says that v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Fine. Now let us consider that the velocity at point B be equal to small v b. Fine. Now here we have now u is equal to 0. Fine. And we have s is equal to x. It has attained now distance of x. Let that be x. And it has gotten now, since it has fallen now, it has already got its acceleration, or that means it has got accelerated now. So here acceleration over here is solely due to the influence of gravity, and that be g. So over here A is nothing but acceleration is due to gravitational acceleration. Fine. So to find out v, we need to use the equation, third equation of motion, that is v square is equal to u square plus 2as. This is the formula, and by now we know that initial velocity is 0, so this will become 0 plus 2 into a is g and s is equal to x. So now 0 plus 2 into gx is 2gx, so 0 plus 2gx is equal to 2gx. Now let us calculate the kinetic energy over here. So kinetic energy over here will be equal to half mv b square. Fine. So it will be equal to half mv square b is nothing but 2gx. Okay. Now 2 and 2 gets cancelled. What remains is 1 into m into g into x. So that is equal to mgx. Fine. Now let us see the potential energy at this point. So potential energy at point B we will calculate. Okay. Now if you see potential energy at point B, now the height from the ground, we require height at this. To calculate potential energy we require height, and height from the ground at this point is nothing but h this whole total minus this whatever it has covered. So it becomes H minus H. So over here H is equal to, so first let us write down what is H first. So H over here is equal to H minus X, that is the height. So we need, according to the formula, potential energy is equal to mgh, and h is nothing but from the ground it is h minus x. So mg into h minus x. So which is equal to mg into h is mgh minus mg into x becomes mgx. Now this is regarding the potential energy of the object at point B, and kinetic energy is equal to mgx at point B. Now let us calculate the total amount of energy, which is nothing but potential energy plus kinetic energy. So potential energy is equal to mgh minus mgx, okay, and kinetic energy is equal to plus mgx. Now you can see that these two terms are like terms, but both are, of the different signs. So different signs in same term, that means it will get cancelled. So the answer is minus gx plus minus mgx plus mgx becomes 0. So answer remains mgh. Fine. So at the point B also we are seeing that the total energy, like how it was in the earlier case also, it was mgh. Now also it is mgh. Total energy is equal to mgh. Now let us calculate at point C now. That is when the object has fallen now almost to the point C. What will be the kinetic energy? So what will be the total energy? It should be actually full kinetic energy, correct? Because once the object falls down, the potential energy is finally converted completely into kinetic energy. That means here potential energy should be 0 and kinetic energy should be maximum, correct? So let us calculate that first. So at point C, we will calculate now at point C. So let this be equation number, now this over here if you can see, let this be equation number 1. Fine. Let this be equation number 2, and let us calculate now at point C. At point C. Fine. So since it has the final velocity, so final velocity we have seen here also, it is v square b. Now it will be v square c. V square c is equal to, u square plus 2as. For that we require u. Okay, u is equal to 0 here. Fine. And s is equal to another total height. It has total height will be equal to 0 over here. So s is equal to the total, completely it has finished. So s is equal to h here, and acceleration is equal to g over here. Fine. So it has covered this much height now at this point. Displacement is from here to here. It has covered the full height, correct? So that is why s is equal to h, a is equal to g. Now let us calculate a v square c here, that is the final velocity. Final velocity according to the formula is u square plus 2as. Now u square initial velocity was 0, so it will become 0 plus 2 into a is g and s is equal to h, 2gh. Fine. Now let us calculate the kinetic energy at this point. So kinetic energy will be equal to half mv square c, and v square c is equal to 2gh. So it becomes half into m into 2gh. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. What remains is m into g into h, which is equal to mgh. Fine. So kinetic energy becomes mgh. That means the full potential energy has got converted completely into kinetic energy. So that is why kinetic energy is equal to mgh. Now we have to calculate the potential energy at this point. So I hope so you'll be able to see now. So here, so potential energy is equal to nothing but, the formula mgh. And if you see now the height from, at C, the height is equal to 0. Fine, height is equal to, it has completely lost its height from up to here on the ground, the height is 0. So h becomes 0, and therefore m into g into h is equal to m into g into 0, m into g into 0, which is equal to 0. So now if you see, let me calculate a kinetic total energy. I hope so you will be able to see now. I am trying to calculate here. Total energy at point C is equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. Fine. So potential energy is equal to 0 at point C. Fine, because it has already converted into kinetic energy, and total kinetic energy is mgh. So again total energy becomes mgh. Now if you see, this is equation number 3. If you see at all the 3 points, that is at point A, point B as well as at point C, you will find the total energy remains the same, that is constant. That is at point A it is mgh, correct. Then at point B also it is mgh, question number 2, as well as at point C it is equal to mgh. So total energy has become same. From all the 3 equations we come to know this. So we can from this we can conclude that thus every object has some potential energy in it, okay, when it is at some height above the ground, okay. But when it is falling down towards the ground, this potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy, and finally when it reaches on the ground, the potential energy is 0 and it has gained full kinetic energy. So at any point if you see when the object is falling down, at any point you will find that the total energy remains constant. Okay, so this is according to the law of conservation of energy that we have proved. And whenever any object is taken at a height and it is falling down freely only under the influence of the gravitational force, then the energy remains constant. I hope so you have understood this video, and you try to rewind and see what I have spoken about. You will understand that always total energy remains constant in the universe. So we have proved here also in the free fall. Thank you very much, dear students.